Clay Kane Show. We are live over on the good YouTube, so make sure you support us there. I'm here with my girl. She is the founder of Black Women Views. She is the host of the Reecie Colbert Show that airs every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's here. She's here. My girl, Reecie Colbert. Reecie, what's up? How you feeling?
Hey, New York Times bestseller. I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So let's give people out there some programming updates. So
Yes.
tonight, right now, if you're just tuning in you're on YouTube, we are not supporting Trump's demise of the union, destruction of the union, state of the foolishness. We're not supporting that. So we have 24-hour live programming from Angela Rye and some great people at State of the People. So it's called State of the People, and you can watch the full live stream. It began at midnight tonight on Reecie Colbert's YouTube page over at Black Women Views. I'm getting ready to post a comment right now, tagging it. I know some of y'all, the tech stuff gets kind of confusing, but
Yeah.
tagging it and so you can easily click over there and you can bookmark the page. I
Yeah.
recommend that you subscribe to Reese's page as well as mine. Real talk, we're trying to get our subscriptions up, trying to do all that kind of work. And so make sure you tune in that way. I know it's been hard to find the link. And wherever
Yeah.
you are, please make sure you hit like, subscribe, because that helps the algorithm, right? That helps the algorithm.
hmm And just
So,
one
so
quick
yeah,
note about on my YouTube channel. So there's a limit on the length of the video. So if you've seen a specific link, it might have already ended the live to the YouTube. I mean, sorry, the live stream by the time you see it. So go to my channel. If you go to Black Women Views, and that's I know I say women were weird according to some people, but Black women plural views. Okay.
yes.
If you go to my channel, you will see the live video whenever it's live. So I'm making sure I'm actually on the horn with the tech people to make sure that when Clay and I are live at 6 p.m. that we don't have no
Yes,
issues, because right now the live stream people might be watching is going to expire right around 6 o'clock and
yes.
we can't have that. So just
Mhm.
if you see something like, oh, this isn't live anymore, go to my channel, Black Women Views, and you will see the live on that channel. So if you subscribe, it'd be even easier because in your app, you'll see a little red dot that indicates that I'm live or
Right.
whatever. If you do a search, State of the People, Black Women Views, I'll pop up first, but I'm pretty high on the algorithm anyway. But yeah, I just want to emphasize that there might be links that go to lives that have completed. The live stream is 24 hours, but YouTube doesn't let you stream for 24 hours in one video. So just wanted to be clear on
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Also, want to add tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Reese and I are going to go live on my YouTube, which is Clay Kane Show. It's our first time doing a late night live. We're calling it Kicking It with Clay and Reese. We're going to
Yes.
have a good time. We're going to have some joy. We're going to interact with y'all on the good old YouTube and everything. So make sure you mark your calendar. Clay and Reese live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Our first time doing this. Y'all been asking for it. So just make sure you support and show up and ask your questions, and we'll dialogue. You know how we do. We're going to be ourselves. And this is outside
Yeah.
of Sirius XM. This
Uh-huh.
is our own thing that we're doing together. So it's going to be a virtual community gathering. So tomorrow at
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern, make sure you subscribe to my page. Which is Clay Kane Show, and get ready. And we're going to show a little bit of love. So it's going to be a good time. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to rock that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to that. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And I want to emphasize, it's not Clay Kane show with Reese, it's not Reese Colbert show with
No,
Clay. It's gonna be a
nope,
kickback with all of us. So it's gonna be
exactly.
interactive. We're only doing it on YouTube. It's not gonna be streaming
Yeah,
across multiple platforms, just gonna be on Clay's YouTube. But still subscribe to mine. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna see y'all tomorrow. I know
exactly.
people are gonna want to clown a little bit about a variety of things. So we'll
Yeah,
definitely bring the cackles and the interaction. That's what we want it to be. Because we could, we do the show all the time. It's not like we need to do another show at night. We ain't
right,
got time for that.
right,
It's the kickback, okay?
right. Exactly. But if you're watching now, please make sure hit like, because that helps the algorithm. Okay. And the like button, in case you don't know, it's right in the chat box. In case you don't know, or the thumbs up button in the video as well too. Okay. Let's go to a call here. Let's go over to Miguel from Jersey. What's up, Miguel?
How you doing, Mr. Clay Kane and Miss
Hey,
Reecie Colbert?
Hi.
doing
I
good. How
just
are
want
you?
Good. I just wanted to mention that Howard Lutnick, the Secretary of Commerce, said I don't know, it was this morning, yesterday. This trade tariff that they're putting don't have to do anything about goods. It's just they're trying to make it about fentanyl, and they're calling it a trade tariff for drugs, like a drug war. And the actual trade tariff that they want to renegotiate is going to be April 2nd. So that would be two tariffs within 30 days.
I mean, listen, for folks that don't know, I covered it. He's imposed new tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada and has doubled the levy put on Chinese goods as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
This
we're
is
looking
not the economy president. That's not who he is. And yeah, but he said he was going to do it. The whole fentanyl thing, I don't agree that he's doing it for fentanyl. I mean,
Of
there's
course,
no
this is the
fentanyl.
new thing
I
he's
mean,
pulled out
it's
of his
just
asshole.
exactly. He
And
just
this is what
pulls
we're going to
random
talk
things out.
about later is
Right.
how the premise for his actions is almost entirely false, almost in almost every single occasion. This is a prime example of that. And a lot of
Right.
people, you know, they have this idea that tariffs are good for trade on our end. They think it's good for our economy, that it protects our workers. But that's when you are using tariffs strategically because of economic drivers, not when you're using tariffs for made up fucking stupid reasons that don't actually exist. So
Exactly.
there's a method and strategy to when tariffs should be employed. This ain't it. This is not
Right.
it. So all that means is
But
that your price is gonna go up for no damn reason.
it's the same thing. It's the lies, lies, and more lies. It's that the
Exactly.
South won the Civil War. It's states' rights. It's the war on drugs. It's, like I said before, the welfare
Mm.
queen narrative. Now it's the CRT, the DEI, the woke, and the drugs, the fentanyl, the fentanyl. This is what we're talking about. It's politics of distraction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ain't that our title? Ain't that what it
It
is?
is
Politics of
lies,
distraction.
lies, and more
So
lies. The
that's
politics of
that's
distraction, boo. That's it.
it's a long game. So they'll find
Uh-huh.
anything versus saying to you that we don't want to pay people fairly
Whoop.
versus saying to you that we don't really care about your health care versus
Mm-hmm.
look at the trans person over there. You look at the trans
Mm-hmm.
person over there versus the fact that now, yeah, like I said earlier, your grandma's going to pay more for her medication.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And part of what Trump's argument is that we'll increase these trades and it'll make more farming in America. It will we'll have to build more factories in America. Well, first of all, that steel you're going to get is going to have to come from China, so there'll be a trade. But even if you do that, as I was saying earlier, how much you're going to pay people for your produce? All of
Yeah.
that. So it's politics of this, because at the end of the day, they want to suck you dry. They want to exploit you till you have nothing left. And it ain't just black folks.
Yes.
It
But I
ain't just
also
black
want to
folks.
say that the way that tariffs are supposed to work is it's supposed to give us the upper hand on industries
Right.
that we have the capacity to compete with if the playing field was a little bit even. Now, obviously, it's not even when you're tariffing somebody, but the tariffs are designed to level the playing field for American businesses and industry. We don't want to be in all of the businesses in which we import goods because we are an industrialized, advanced nation. And so,
Right.
do we want to be in the business of picking all of this fruit? No. Do we want to be in the business of fucking picking coffee beans and shit? Some things don't actually exist in our climate. We don't have the capacity to do it domestically. So when you're increasing prices on everything across the board, that does not make it more competitive because we don't have the capacity to compete in 100% of these businesses, nor do we want to. So when you have blanket tariffs, that's just an increase in price for no damn reason. And again, they them do not pay the tariffs. We pay the tariffs. This is another way of taxing the actual wage earner, the consumer. That's what this is. They not putting tariffs on go yard bags and shit and Gucci Louis Vuitton or yachts. They're not putting tariffs on that shit. They putting tariffs on the stuff that we go to the grocery store to buy. They could put in tariffs on your coffee. So this is a redistribution of wealth. It's redistributing how we fund the government to pay for tax cuts for the billionaires and the millionaires. That's what this is. This is not making America more competitive. That's all that this is.
Final comment. Go ahead, Miguel.
Kate, I'm sorry. I was trying to say something. I just want to add one positive note, because I know you live in New Jersey like myself, and I just want to say that the Black Inventors Hall of Fame exhibit is in West Orange Library, and so people
nice.
should try to check that out. And it's going to be there to the end of March, and it would be nice if they had like a lot of people came out to see it, because they're trying to build the Black Hall of Fame here, a museum here in West Orange, New Jersey.
Oh, love that. Thank you for that, brother. Thank you. Quickly, Andrew Cuomo has entered the race for mayor of New York.
Terrible.
I'm going to tell you something, though. He has a good shot at winning.
I mean, yeah, because everybody swear
He
down
really
he's
does.
done so wrong. Oh, okay.
He has a good shot at winning. For real.
Well, I wonder
that was
what
the reason why he
about.
resigned, because they were going to impeach him, and if you're impeached, you can't run for office again.
Okay. Has he stipulated what his sanctuary city policy or his cooperation or non-cooperation with Trump is going to be? I'm curious about that. What is his actual policies for the city?
Yeah, we'll see.
Not that I was
supporting. Folks don't care about policies.
Yeah.
Folks don't care about that stuff. They care about how they feel.
Yeah.
How does Andrew Cuomo make you feel?
Well, he did do a good job during that pandemic. I ain't gonna lie. He did some good stuff.
Except for when it came to the nursing homes.
The nursing home was terrible. That was terrible.
Yeah, there was a couple of. He felt like a leader, though. He was giving his press conferences.
Yeah,
just presented.
I felt a little safer having Andrew Cuomo out there. Like, okay, Andrew, what's going on? What's the tea today? I was watching the press conferences, honey. So, not to say that I am for him in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I thought he did a mostly good job from what I saw, not as a New Yorker, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And he resigned during the pandemic too, right? I mean, he was out pretty early. Was it 21, 22, or what was it?
Oh gosh, I don't recall.
When did he resign?
Yeah, but
I think it was. You know what it was? I think it was before the midterms. It was like it was like either it was late 2021 or it have been early 2022, because that was something that really hurt Tish James. You know, she wanted to run for governor, and she ended up having to drop out because she just got her ass handed to her over the Andrew Cuomo stuff. The whites turned on her, and then it finished the job with Donald Trump. So yeah, I think that was 21, 22, early 2022 time frame.
Let's go over to Arthur from Texas. What's up, Arthur?
This a quick call this time. I appreciate that. And hello, Reecie Colbert.
Hi.
I just wanted to mention, I'm going to applaud you guys for what you're doing. I was calling, responding to the Albert guy, I think his name was, because, I mean, it's time for us to really be more Django Unchained, if you will, than to be Samuel Jackson's character and keep getting scrapped. So, like Fannie Lou Hamer said, we've got to do what we've got to do and not just pray about it, think about it, whatever. And like I said, I applaud what you're doing, and we still need to do more because if this isn't a wake-up call, then nothing's going to be a wake-up call for us. So Albert's a little bit out of tune, out of touch, but what you all are doing is right on time. I just wanted to say that.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love. Always appreciate the love. Let's go over to, is it Osei from Oklahoma?
Yeah, this is Osei.
How are you?
Yeah, I listen to y'all every day when I'm in my vehicle driving. And hello, Reecie and Clay. How y'all doing?
Yes,
it's good to listen to you and get some knowledge. Well, you know what? I've been through the civil rights movement. I think I lived through a quarter years of segregation, right? 1964, and now I'm at the end of the cycle where everything's been reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I done lived through the whole cycle of the civil rights era. Okay. Now, what I want to say is that a couple of things, actually. You mentioned policies, okay? And policies would change things. Now, question, will policy produce equality for all of us in America, in the United States of America, black people
Well,
primarily?
policy could produce equality, but here's part of the problem. And even when I was covering Reconstruction in the previous segment and the Compromise of 1877, the issue is when you have really important policy that passes, you have an opposition party that fights against that incessantly. So it's not like, I mean, we could take it out of civil rights and think about Roe v. Wade, right? Roe v. Wade passes, it's settled law, and they take 50 years to fight against it. You think about Reconstruction, and you think about the end of the Civil War, 1865, and there's this building of an economic structure and so on. Yet they fight against it, and they end Reconstruction. You think about President Barack Obama, there's this backlash. So if there wasn't an insidious opposition party, we could. Even when that 1964 Civil Rights Act signed, you have Nixon putting in the war on drugs, and we all know the background behind that. That Nixon literally says, folks in his administration says, we can't ban black people. We'll just blame the drug issue on black people. So it is always that opposition party. And then, and Reecie, you've went into detail about this, then when you have people, and I say this respectfully, who get complacent, when you have people who decide that, hey, these things don't matter, it's all the same thing, there's no difference, then at that point you're just dealing with the disease of apathy. So we could, if we kept our enthusiasm, but a lot of people have just checked out. So we could, but there is always opposition forces. Go ahead, Reecie.
No, I mean, we know the policy prescriptions. We've seen them implemented, at least temporarily, and we've seen tangible results from them. We saw with the child tax credit how 50% of Black children were lifted out of poverty, but that was a 1-year thing. We've seen how, as a result of Obamacare and as well as advance or investments in the American Rescue Plan and Inflation Reduction Act and other things, how the Black uninsured rate is drastically lower than it was before Obama was president. We saw the biggest gain in Black wealth in terms of, now it's on paper. Everybody didn't feel that. I get that. But we saw a bigger gain under Biden-Harris than we saw pre-pandemic. People want to give Trump so much credit for the economy. So we have objective measures of what getting closer to equality looks like. We have objective policy. I mean, we have policy prescriptions that have been tried. The thing about it is, do we have the willpower to maintain it? Do we have the political power? It's not just willpower, but we have the political power. Unfortunately, we are part of the side that is not as relentlessly engaged and determined to vote with or without getting 100% of their wish list every single time. Because you had Republicans that voted for 50 years without getting Roe v. Wade overturned, and they got it. Actually, it was closer to 60 years. So they have, the other side is more disciplined. The last thing I'll say is that we hear, from people in Congress, how Republicans always light up the phones all the time. Even when they have Democratic leaders, they still light up their phones compared to our side. So there's just more organization, and unless we have that same relentlessness, then we're going to continue to make very slow incremental progress. And that's not fair, because we shouldn't have to beg. We shouldn't have to work this hard for an equal society. But that's the reality that we're living in, and we know what to do. It's a matter of, are we going to do it?
But go ahead, Osei. Final comment, brother. Appreciate the comment. Really do. Thank you.
Yeah, you all hit it right on the head when you really hit the secular nature of politics.
Yes.
Pendulum swings depending on who's in office.
Mm-hmm.
And when the liberals, let's say liberals or the progressives are in power, we move a little bit according to research.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I don't think we'll gain equality. I'm gonna tell you that because of the cyclical nature of politics. And number two, the law of diminishing returns in regards to how we attacked our problems in the society. In other words,
The law.
let's say we do a lot of protesting and civil rights, street protests and things like that. You soon you get that backlash, all right? And it doesn't work like it used to. You get less results from the same thing that you did during the civil rights
Mr.
movement.
Osei, we have to go soon, but I agree with you, and thank you so much for your wisdom and your insight. And you've seen so much. I do want to say though, I know this is complicated and it's layered, Reecie. We're about to have Mr. Tazwell coming on in a minute, Oscar winner. I do want to say though that I do want to acknowledge that there has been progress, not perfection, but progress.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's important to own that. I don't live the life my grandfather lived, who grew up in the Jim Crow South of Goochland, Virginia, and so I do want to acknowledge that there are certain things that I would not be able to do. Lord knows Reecie wouldn't be able to do. And I think about Perrin Mitchell, Congressman from Maryland. I think about John Lewis. I think about Shirley Chisholm. There has been not nearly enough, but us being able to do the state of the people. I know this would be very difficult to do 60 years ago. So, and there are black counties that are thriving. There are some wins there. Not saying it's perfect. And I'm not saying just because you have a wealthy black county that's perfect, because you could still have exploitation within black communities. So I just want to be clear about that. But I think we have more wins than losses.
Yeah.
Over the past 60 years.
I agree.
There's plenty of losses though. Plenty.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of the wins, we got to celebrate our wins and see how we can capitalize on the wins. And it's going to be a fight. It's not going to be easy.
Right.
But I just want to say, I feel like there has been progress.
Yeah, but I just want to say, shit, don't nobody have equality. Not even white people.
Yeah.
You got broke ass, rural, backwoods whites.
Right.
They don't have equality.
Now, if we got that, what did Fred Hampton want us to do? Poor white folks and black folks, and Native Americans and Latin folks working together. What did Dr. King wanted to do? Like with the sanitation workers that got him in trouble. That's the thing they're really afraid of. I go back to Bacon's Rebellion, 1676, when you saw poor white folks and black folks and Native Americans rising up against the planter elite. They said, we got to change this. Let's give white folks 2 pennies and give the black folks and the Native Americans nothing. Let's put in these laws around this thing called race and melanin and whatever, and make you think you have some kind of privilege when we're still exploiting you, and then you fall for it. The road not taken, Lerone Bennett Jr. How much time we got left? Okay. Reecie Colbert, we're going to change things up, but I'll see you at 6 p.m., Reecie.
Yes.
Folks are getting confused. Reecie, make it plain. How can they go to your YouTube page? I know y'all ain't tech savvy sometimes, but just make it plain for them, Reecie.
Just go to YouTube. YouTube is Black Women Views. I commented all in the chat. And subscribe. You'll see the live video.
Subscribe now, y'all, so you aren't
subscribe
confused.
now.
Subscribe now.
So you'll see it.
Yeah.
And you'll see a red dot under Black Women Views if you see it on the app or whatever. And you can also watch YouTube on your TV. A lot of y'all don't know that. Y'all can watch YouTube if you have a smart TV. So